Well, well, if it isn't our friends. Hello. There is so much to discuss, but I try to limit it. But this one here, unfortunately, had to make it. Hello and welcome to the Politics in 4D newscast. Here I am. I just wanted to go do some gym, but I had to bring this up with you. So, Otto Warmbier, if anyone remembers, about a year and a half ago, he was in North Korea and stole a sign and was then locked away for the rest of his life, supposedly, or 20 years, in a labor camp. Turns out he was in a coma for the last year and has died today, I believe, back in the US. So a lot of people are angry at North Korea and at the Obama administration. I once again like to apply the four-dimensional version to that and try to go all the way back to the root causality. Literally, that would be the Big Bang, but obviously we don't want to go that far. Uh, all right, so why was he in North Korea? And when he was in North Korea, why did he not know not to take a sign? And why did he take the sign? These are the questions we want to have answered. Did his parents have anything to do with him going to North Korea? What was the reason he was going? Why did they let him go? I think that these are the actual roots of what we need to look at in order to control what happens to our beautiful American patriots. Because remember, they're not really reproducing. So the death of one young man means that we've lost a huge chunk of the future of Western civilization. And I think this comes from, once again, willful blindness. You'll find blindness. You'll find this as a pattern in many of the things that I say, where willful blindness is what leads to a lot of the collapse in many different societies. And in this case, it was Otto himself that was not provided with the appropriate vision to make perhaps the best choice. Now, you can't blame the parents, of course. They love their kid to death. But at the same time, the society itself does not place enough pressure on us to raise families that have the vision to know what choices to make as they get older. So this is the moral of this lecture, is to understand that we must dedicate our lives to our families and friends to explain what the world is like, what Western civilization means to this planet, and the light that it brings to an otherwise dark universe, and how we can continue to maintain it, and so therefore have the reason to have the strength to continue to maintain it across generations. That's all I had to say on the podcast of Otto. There was a few things I had to just remind you of. So he was 15 months in captivity. Turns out he was in a coma for a year. His parents didn't know. He died. It's alleged that he died of botulism, which is a disease that you can get from a special type of bacteria when eating canned food that is like not treated correctly, and it gets right into your brain and kills you. So that's basically what happened to him, a 22-year-old boy, right? As far as I'm concerned, that's a boy, right? You've done nothing yet, right? You've just become an adult. You're just about to start making a difference in the world. It's a disaster, and the tragedy that he went through, it's horrific, right? So you get people now. You're getting extremists who say the blood of Otto is on Obama's hands. We blame Obama. We blame Obama. Big mistake. Big mistake. Once again, that's the willful blindness I was talking about in the last podcast. Where did Obama contribute to it? Probably. Did he mean to contribute to it? I highly doubt it. It doesn't make sense to me that he's going to become the leader of the free world and go deliberately. He wants to screw some white kid whose parents were, I think, were Democrat, as far as I know. But irrespective, either way, right? They didn't do enough to rescue. No one can do enough. This is the comments, right? Willful blindness the whole way. It's very easy to get caught up and become partisan in this situation. And what I'm trying to do, as I said, in explaining the collapse of all of the manifestations or iterations of Western civilization that have appeared in the past up until today, they've all collapsed because of the willful blindness that we decide to allow ourselves to sink into. Right? What we want to do is keep reminding ourselves to step up a level and remember, yes, we have frenemies. If you're on the right, your frenemy is the left. If you're on the left, your frenemy is the right. But when you get hyped up and sucked into, I'm going to hate this person so much that I will allow the walls of my society to collapse, the metaphorical walls, then that is where you've killed yourself. All right, so let's make a choice here. We work with people we don't necessarily like, or do we get rid of the people we like so that we ourselves can be destroyed? That's all I had on this cast. There's only Michael here, but Michael, always a pleasure, brother. Talk to you guys on the next cast.